Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is just my testimony and I am Cocolangat. Well, for today's video, I am starting a new series called Mommy Guilt 101. Okay, like the name suggests, basically I'm going to be talking about different type of mommy guilt that we go through, especially as young mothers and also generally as a mother, every other mother out there. Okay, so it's a series I intend to start and go on with because I see that there's a lot of mommy guilt that mothers have or go through, but most times you feel like you're the only one that is going through that. So like to break that idea and also to help someone feel like they're not the only ones going through that and that they're not alone, I thought it would be good to share these things and also get to hear what other people go through and interact, and just encourage one another and help each other go through that. Yeah, so there's also this series that Wendy Sige has started in her channel, like where she brings young moms to come and talk about their stories. Like, at least right now there's so much content being put out there for young mothers, like so that they can feel like at least they're not the only ones going through whatever they're going through. Like, okay, I think the main idea is to just help you feel like you're not the only one going through this. You are not alone. We are together. We are standing together. Like I really like that at least now there's so much content for young mothers being put out there. And so this is another note. Whether you should go and check out Wendy's like series, like it's really, by the I really enjoy those videos, like getting to hear other people's stories. Then I'm like, oh my god, that also happened to me, and I'm like, hey, that's new, like it's really nice. So this is another one. I think I'm talking too much. So let's get down to the video. The first part of this series, I'm going to talk about being like not being able to provide for your kid or being like just providence for your kid. So I think this is the first thing that comes to the minds of most parents, most mothers when they find out that they're expecting a child. Like you just think out of the blues, oh my god, am I going to be able to provide for this kid? I don't have money. Maybe I don't have a job. Maybe my parents are not going to support me, or maybe my kid's dad is already out of the picture and I do not even have a stable source of income. Like, how am I going to provide for this kid? And so like most times we get so worried about how our kids are going to survive or like just sail through, because you have sometimes you feel like you literally have nothing to give to this kid. First of all, maybe you're in school, you have no job, your parents are struggling to make ends meet and provide for you. First of all, maybe when you still have fee balances, maybe like your dad's kid has already stepped out of the picture, so like it's all broke you, and you get so worried about how you're going to provide for this kid. And then definitely being a mother, there are things that you really want to give your kid. First of all, you want to buy them nice clothes. You want to give them like the dream bed, like baby bedroom, those cribs and the stickers on the wall and all that art there. You want to take them to a good school. You want to be able to provide them with like a good health insurance, maybe an NHIF or just some other cover that can, make sure that they're okay. You want to buy them nice toys, nice books. You want to take them to good schools. Like every time we're passing through this road, Magadi Road, maybe when you're going maybe to town or to Galleria, every time my sister always asks me, like, now there we have Banda, Brook House, and James International, James Cambridge. So every time we pass outside each of those schools, she's like, are you going to bring me to this school? Are you going to bring me to this school? So like, I think to myself, imagine these schools are expensive. First of all, the international schools, how am I even going to afford that? But of course, I would want to take him to such a school. Okay, for me, I think mostly, I would want to take him to St. Andrew's Story if I am to take him to an expensive school. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so sometimes we feel like we are so inadequate in the sense of being able to provide what we would want to provide for our kids, or what we feel that they would really need, like those important basics. Maybe you don't even have a good house where you can shelter your kid. Maybe the environment where you live in is not like really nice to bring up a kid, like your kid, as you would have wanted to. Maybe like there's just so many things that we would want to give, like just a quality life to our kids, and sometimes you feel like you are not able to provide that. And even there's some young mothers who are not able to maybe produce enough milk for the baby, so you feel like you're also inadequate in providing milk for your kids. Sometimes you can't even breastfeed totally, like you also feel inadequate in that capacity. Like there's just so many things that we feel like we cannot like afford and provide for our kids. Especially even for me, when I found out I was pregnant, I thought to myself, okay, at that time I was working with Safaricom. Kidogo, you know, this who deals with stuff. So at least I was getting something, but it was not like so much that I would feel like I am really comfortable to raise a kid with this money. And then I was also in school. God, like it was, I just felt like yenyewe yani nimechokozwa mtoto vibaya sana, cause now you're bringing a kid into this world and you have nothing to give to them. Like literally you have nothing. You just have like small coins. I mean, but then I don't know. I think it was so hard imagining that I could not give my baby what I would want to have him get in life. And so I think I beat myself up about that for quite some time. But then you realize that, you know what, at the end of the day, this kid is not just mine. This kid belongs to God. And if God decided that I'm going to have this kid right now, man, he will just find his way for providing. Because also us, we did not grow up having like everything that life has to offer, like all the good things that life could give you. We just have, you know, those average lives, you know. Yeah, you have the basics, but you don't have what you want. You have what you need, not what you want. And so I just thought to myself, you know what, we are going to get through this. I don't have to like beat myself hard, like to beat up myself so hard all the time, to keep blaming myself, you know, for bringing a kid to the world at this time when you have nothing to give. And I started reading about like God's providence for mothers, or like generally how God could provide for us. And so those are things that stuck with me even up to now. Like I even stopped reading about God's providence because right now this boy is like 2 years and he's turning 2 years 4 months this month, and he's doing fine. I mean, we get we get what he needs, not everything he wants. Like there's so much that I would have, that I still want to give to him. Like many times I want to take him to like fun places and have him play and enjoy himself. I want to buy him expensive toys, you know, like things that sometimes we are walking in the supermarket and he runs to a toy that is big and expensive. I know I can't afford that right now, but there's something else. There's just a small thing there that I can afford. So at least you can get something. You would always get what you want, but God provides. I was saying, like, I learned that God will always provide for a good number of reasons, and that's his job anyway. He's your father, and he knows that you need stuff, so he will always provide. So, some of the things that I've learned about providence. Okay, all this is going to kind of be practical in life and still Bible based. So, let me tell you some of the things I got. So the first one is God will always supply your needs because he's your father and he has all the riches in glory. And the Bible tells us in Philippians 4:19 that my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory through Jesus Christ. I think that's so basic. All riches belong to him. All that we need, he has. So it's his job to provide for you as a kid. But you know, even if, okay, let's say maybe you're living with your parents, maybe, and there's something that you need, you know, maybe they may know that you need, but if you don't ask for it, sometimes they won't always give. So another thing is that we do not have what we need because we do not ask. Like the Bible tells us, you have not because you ask not. I think, I hope I'm not misquoting or adding my own stuff there, but I think I've read something like that, like you have not because you seek not. And like it tells us in, where was that, you ask and you shall receive, knock and whatever, Matthew something. Yeah. And you know, if you ask, you're going to receive. If you seek, you're going to find. Like, we do not have what we want because we do not ask from God. And how do we ask from God? It is through prayer. Like in how when Jesus was teaching us how to pray in the Lord's Prayer, there's this part that says, give us this day our daily bread. That is asking of God what we need. And our daily bread is not just food. That could be clothes, financial breakthrough. Like you just need money. Maybe you need maybe a better house, a better car. You need insurance for your kid. You need school fees. All that is daily bread. Yeah, so like we have not because we ask not, we seek not. That is why we do not have the things that we have. And then you know also, let's even maybe here on earth, like your earthly parents, maybe let's say you don't have a relationship at all with your father, maybe, or your mother. It's so hard to even walk up to them and ask of them anything. So it's the same thing with Christ. Like, if you do not have a relationship with God, how do you just wake up and go to God like asking for stuff? It's even so hard, because even if you don't have a relationship with him, definitely you won't pray to him, you won't ask of things, you won't ask for things from him, because there's a part. I think I saw that on Sunday, like every gift that a man get, every good gift that a man gets is from God. Yeah, let me just got it that way. Like, every good thing that we get is from God. So like, even getting the things that we need in life, we get all that from God. And so another thing I got is from Matthew 6:25-34. Don't worry about your life, what you will eat, what you drink, because our Heavenly Father knows that you need them. You see, like where it tells us, consider the birds, they do not sow, neither do they reap, but God keeps them fed. Consider the flowers in the field, they are well dressed, and not even Solomon in all his Solomon, in all of his riches and splendor and glory, he never was able to like rest himself like the flowers in the fields, and they're here today, they're gone tomorrow. So what about you? You are of more importance and value to God. Why won't he provide for you? He knows what you need. He knows that you need stuff, and he's going to provide for you, as long as you ask, have a relationship with him. And then the another problem I learned, as human beings, we have this problem of, like, we don't want to be faithful, but we expect God to be faithful. Like, of course, like, in as much as God, yes, has everything, and it's his, like, he is our father, so like he's going to provide for us, but you're not even faithful in doing stuff like giving your tithe, and you still want God to be faithful in giving. Like, sometimes these things work both ways. Like, okay, of course, nobody will ever be more faithful than God is. That's like, that's fact. No one will ever be more faithful than God, but at least, you try in as much as you have, very, like, maybe even you're earning maybe at a 200 a week, ama tu unapatiwanga hata thou per week, maybe juu ya kuosha, kufanya nini, like those small things that you get. If you're not even faithful in tithing that little amount of money that you get, how do you expect like God to give even much more, when you're not even faithful with little? Kai ulimia ukale, man. And then nasikia tu kusema tu inakam. But anyway, like, you get my point, that we have to be faithful to God, ndio hata to expect like faithfulness yake ikuwe pia true to us, cause hawezi tu expect vitu kwa mtu na kuna kitu ya maana yenye unafanya. And then another thing is, God will not let us go. God will not let us go, and that was in Philippians 4:12-13. And then also this other one that says, and he who began good work, that hiyo book inakwanga in Philippians 1:6, and he who began good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus. Being a mother is a good work, and God made it like that work to begin in you. That means he's going to bring it to completion, like he's going to sail you all the way through your motherhood, your struggles, your journey raising your kid. I was saying, I was listening to a video about godly parenting today. I'll try and find the link to that video and put it down in the description box. So this guy was saying that one mistake that parents make is to assume that the children that they have is theirs. Your child is not yours. Your child belongs to God. So it is God's job to provide for that kid. It is God's job to make sure that that kid is okay. The only thing that you're supposed to do is, you're being used as, let me say, a steward maybe, to bring up this kid. And God is going to teach you how to bring that kid up. He's going to help you to provide all the needs that that child is going to have. I'm looking at them because they're sleeping here. So like, one thing that we worry about so much that we shouldn't even worry is, oh my, what am I going to do for my child? How am I going to do this for my child? That child is not even yours. That child belongs to God. And I think the way he explained it, like, it really made so much sense. And even he was talking about how to raise up your kids in God's way, and some mistakes that parents make that transfer to your kids. And it really made a lot of sense, man. That video was just so amazing. I listened to it, I think, like 3 times in a row, because it was just so good. But anyway, I'll try and find it and link it in the description box below. So another thing I learned is, okay, well, there was a challenge that we should also learn to, like, to be faithful in tithing. That was the biggest challenge I got when I felt like I was inadequate in providing. Because, for example, this story of Elijah and the widow. So this widow was like, Elijah asked for, I don't know what he asked for, but this woman was supposed to prepare something for Elijah. And then this woman was like, by the way, the only thing I have is a little flour left that I'm going to cook bread for me and my son to eat and die. And so Elijah was like, you just, just cook for me. I need to eat. And this woman just uses whatever she had left. Like, that is sacrificial giving, because you are giving all that you have left. In the scarcity of your affordability, like of what you can afford, you still give that faithfully. And after that, okay, like, God did not like give this woman directly what she wanted, that was food and maybe water, like to just provide necessities in the house. God sometimes will need you to use your creativity, because this woman was given so much oil that was just filled up in so many jars that she even had to borrow some. And so what she had to do was to sell this oil to get money to get whatever she wanted. So sometimes God will need you to use something else to get to what you have. So, like, you have to learn to be creative. What is it that you have right now that you can use to get what you have? There's some people that are so good at business and you have very little money. You can try and invest that small money in maybe like a business, and then you get you get a larger profit from that, and you're able to provide for your kids. There's some people that have amazing talents. Maybe you can sing, maybe you can dance. You have nothing, but you have your talent. You can sell that talent. And good thing these days we have like social media, and once people see that you're doing something nice, benefit, something common, people will just start following you. You become like a celeb, you start earning your own money. Like, these days life is just kinda easier, and like, that's a really good thing. Like, sometimes you have to take advantage of what you have, like the little that you have, in whatever capacity it is, and what you can do with it to be able to make what you need. You get like, you use what you have to get what you need. I hope you get that. Anyway, so that was my point. Like, you have to be wise in your dealings. Know what you have and what you can do with it to get what you want. Like, yeah. And then also another thing about tithing, in Malachi, I think chapter, let me see where I had written it somewhere. Malachi chapter 3 verse 10 to 12, where it talks about, like, God, like, that's the only place I think where God has allowed us to challenge him. He tells us, like, bring all your tithes to the storehouse, then and then says, try me in this and see if I will not open the windows of heaven, and like, stuff will just, like, if you're faithful in your tithing, that is a very good gateway for God to be able to just like open doors for you. And I know, okay, apart even from all this stuff, sometimes we are worried and we're afraid that we are not going to be able to provide for our children. God tells us, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not, for I am with you. Like, God will always be there with you, no matter what you're going through. Don't be afraid. And he tells us, for I've not given you the spirit of fear, but of courage, of love, and of a sound mind. Like, don't be afraid. Don't let fear of not being able to provide for your kid to just take over you. Be confident that, okay, God, I'm now pregnant. This is life inside of me. You cannot make life on your own. It is God that makes that life. And before even a kid is formed in your womb, like, God had already thought about this kid, planned stuff for that kid. Like, God has already set stuff down for them. And so you don't even have to be worried. Your job is just to carry that kid and bring them to the earth and be used by God to raise this child. So, like, God will always provide. God knows what he's doing, and he knows what that child needs. And so don't be afraid. Like, if you surrender to God and just be faithful in the little that you have, be creative, be wise in your dealings, and just trust God in providing for your kid, and be faithful in your tithing and in just your relationship with God. It will be good. Yeah, so for providence, of course, you'll be worried sometimes. Maybe like you need some money urgently. Maybe take your kid to the hospital and you have none. Just trust. God always comes through. I believe he has come through for me. Like, sometime last week when I was supposed to be taking Mike for his checkup, that morning we wake up and Mike is sick. Mike was just crying. He was not okay. He had, like, his temperatures were high. He didn't even want, like, he literally did not eat anything the whole morning. Like, he was just not feeling okay. And at that time, I didn't have any money in my M-Pesa. I had like 108 bob in my M-Pesa. I had used all my cash the previous day for an errand that my dad had sent me. Okay, I'm telling you guys, I had given someone some money and that person was not taking my calls. So I had nothing. And then all the money that I had, like all the cash that I had put in some saving account. So like I could not access that money. So I literally had 108 bob between me and richness. And my son is sick. I have to take him to the hospital. Hi, you guys. I was so worried. I didn't even know what I was going to do. Because Mike doesn't often get sick. So like when he gets sick, you're like, oh my God, now, Lord, what do I do? So I remember, like, I was worried for some time. Then it just hit me that, even worrying will not even help. So I just came here to the bedroom, and then I just told God, man, I don't have any money to take this kid to the hospital right now, and he's not feeling well. God, please, just provide for me. Please provide for me. I need some money now. So someone happened to talk to someone, and that someone sent me money. And okay, it was still not enough. Then just a short while later, my dad sends me money. And that money was exactly, I'm telling you guys, exactly what I needed for hospital. Like, I paid all the bills and I was left with the 108 bob that I had in my pesa. So like, I got literally exactly what I needed, and I was extremely over the moon. Like, I was so happy. I was so, oh, Baba, you've woken up. This guy is waking up. No, he's sleeping again. But you guys, I'm telling you, God provides. And God provides, you guys. Hey man, don't ever be worried about like not being able to provide stuff for your kids. You may not always get what you need. Because okay, I would have wanted to take him maybe to the Karen hospital, the Nairobi hospital, because you feel like those are big hospitals, they have like better facilities or what. But I took him to the normal hospital that we go for checkup, and he was treated, and right now he's okay. So like, God will always just work out a way for you, and things will just end up smoothly. So you don't have to be worried about not being able to provide for your child. Like, God knows that you need stuff, but ask of him. Have a relationship with him. Invest in him by being faithful in your tithing, and he is going to be faithful in providing for you every time you need something. I believe in that so strongly. Yeah, but I think that's it for today. Just don't be worried about being able to provide for your kid. You will provide for them. Sometimes you'll even give them more than they need. Yes, we none. But anyway, I think that's all for today. This has been much longer than I thought it would be, but I hope someone will get something from it. And don't forget to check out Wendy's series. I love that series so much. Yeah, and you guys be blessed. Have an amazing week at Weed. Have an amazing week. And God bless you. Bye.